Welcome to Lesson 2 of Small Group Learning with Playlists and Gameboards. Today, we are going to get a little bit of background on the whys and hows of Gameboards. So let's take a look at why it's important to use playlists or Gameboards. Well, first of all, it gives our students the agency that they need, and it helps them with being able to personally pace their own learning. Next, it allows for differentiation for all students. And next, it offers that engaging activity and more than one type of activity for students to do. And then lastly, it's just gamifying the learning, which all students enjoy. So there are many different formats, and we've got definitions for all of these things. First and foremost, the ideas of differentiated instruction. Things are similar, but they still have a variety of things that are a little different for each different learner. We refer to game boards, playlists, menu boards, tic-tac-toe boards, and bingo boards as being these things that gamify our teaching, and they all have a little bit of a different format. And as you move through these lessons, you can choose which one would work best for your classroom. Now let's review a little bit about how we begin to create these boards. First of all, as with all instruction, you want to identify your focus, and then you want to be thinking about where are your students? What are the skills they already possess? What things can they do without your having to be there to instruct them on how to do them? So consider those things also as you are creating your game boards. You want to limit the activities that you're giving your students to do. You don't want to make it too long, and so rule of thumb is to give no more than 5 activities on your game board. You also want to consider letting your students have some options, listening to what they have to say, and having their feedback as you begin to create some of these learning opportunities for them. And thinking about differentiation. We want different work for our students because they're at different levels. We don't want more or less of it. Also, we want to keep them engaged, and we want to make sure that the learning goal for all students, whether it's high achievers or those students who struggle, to have the same goals in mind. We want to focus on objectives, not the task at hand. So again, looking at what your standards are, looking at what you want the students to get out of these activities. And we want to challenge them at the level that they are at. Now, as you're creating these, there are 3 different things that you need to put into the boards. You need to have how you're inputting your content. So how are you as the teacher going to present all this information? Is it going to be in a screencast? Is it going to be in a hyperlink? Is it going to be in slides? How do you want to present this material to your students? And then your students will have to have some output. What is it that you want them to do that reflects their learning? And then a last piece that's really helpful, and this will help you to build game boards in the future, is to get a reflection from your students. Even have them do reviews of one another's work, maybe using different tools for peer review. And then giving those students the choice about what works for them. So now that we've done a little overview of why and what are in game boards, I'd like you to give me a little bit of feedback here on this form. So if you will just click right here, up will come a reflection sheet, and there's a couple of questions that I'd like you to answer before you go on to lesson 3. So, thank you for your time. Enjoy.